This is Sai Phanindra from SQL School. I assure you complete practice orientation and the agenda for today's class. A short session. What is Azure Data Engineering? What it is? Why it is one of the selling hotcakes in the resume. Let's understand slowly, step by step, into the core engineering activities. But before we step into the core data engineering activities, what it is, data engineer, before that, what is database? Let's get started from there carefully. Let's understand what is database, what are the types of database, and why data engineering. Let's understand it slowly, step by step. Very simple, straightforward journey. Yes, let's get started slowly, step by step in this way. We have various types of databases. Let me just open the notes to make it clear, straightforward. It will take few moments time. Let's understand the definition straight, one by one. Yes, here we go. We have database. Yes, database means a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, secured, faster, and of course organized. Our requirement, types of databases. What are they? OLTP, to store live real-time data. What is that? OLTP, online transaction processing database. To store live real-time data, we use this OLTP. Like a live cricket match, live online banking, anything live, we use OLTP. Other one. Next. Here we go. Our next step. We have data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Yes, data warehouse is a storeroom kind of thing. Very simple, friends. Very simple. Assume SQL server is my house or your house. Okay. SQL server is our house. Then the living room is there, right? Hall, living room. That is OLTP. Storeroom is OLAP. That's it. Storeroom is OLAP. You would like to meet your guests, customers, clients, separate office room. That is OLAP, marketing. All kind of, say, income generated activities and strategies, etc. That is OLAP, online analytical processing database. I mean, SQL server, Oracle, these are all famous, vast database management systems that can house or store these databases. Hall is OLTP. The storeroom is data warehouse. That data warehouse is our actual course. Remember that. That is our actual course. Who is responsible for the OLTP? Yes, for OLTP, we have developers. SQL developers will be responsible for OLTP. Programmers, TSQL programmers, Oracle PLSQL programmers, OLTP. You and me, as a data engineer, we are into warehouse, remember. For old historical data. Not only that, even we need to understand and by heart these things, aggregated data, old historical data store, I'll call it as storage purpose, and aggregated data store also. Why? You are maintaining history for future reference. You are maintaining aggregated data for faster reporting. That historical data will be consumed by analysis and forecasting, well, like machine learning, deep learning, data science projects. Aggregated data will be consumed by reports. That's a concept here. We are talking about number one, OLTP, OK Live, data warehouse, historical data. So here is the actual concept. Who is responsible for OLTP database design? Who is that? Yes, SQL developers. Example, TSQL programmers. Next, let's make it simple and straight. Same way, who is responsible for data warehouse design? Data warehouse is also a type of database design. Yes, you, me, we, data engineers. So what's our requirement now? Our requirement is to work with warehouse. What we should know? We should know the details of the source. Yes, source would be OLTP if it is a nice, consistent, big project from a trusted vendor in general. But if it is some social media, social sites, or public domain, or some other kind of startup companies where they don't have really a consistent structured data, their source may be files also. We need to process them and create warehouse. What is that again? Let's observe carefully with a small diagram. But remember one thing, what we are doing? Data engineers. Here it is. Number three, what does a data warehouse store? This is very important. Based on whatever examples we are going to learn in our classes step by step. I repeat, in our full length data engineering 7 weeks journey, we are going to learn how to create that so-called data warehouse. We'll start from there slowly. How to create that so-called data warehouse. Item number 4 will start with how to create Azure SQL database and Azure SQL pool we call. This one, DWH. We are going to create a warehouse for a particular purpose and store the data. We are going to understand how to read the data, how to load the data, how to transform, how to organize. We call them pool, POOL pool, just like a swimming pool. Here we have data pool called warehouse. So we need to learn how to bring the data into our storeroom, how to import data from your local computer, non-cloud to cloud. Step-by-step documentation in a printed format. You need to take a print copy of the notes. We need it. There are assignments for every chapter. We need to enjoy them. We need to enjoy them. And we need to learn something called incremental loads and transformations, how to bring data in different ways. Sometimes one storeroom, sometimes multiple storerooms. And I said something called aggregated data, right? Something like this. Let me put this way, just to get some idea. Here it is. We aggregate the data and store it. Where to store? Into pool. I said swimming pool, nothing but our storeroom, warehouse. So we need to go through a series of transformations, keys, surrogate keys, etc., etc. And we need to learn various types of incremental loads we call CDC, rank functions, Synapse analytics, etc. And we also learn something called on-prem to Azure migrations. security concepts, monitoring concept, tuning concepts. And sometimes we need to even work at our job desk with something called IoT, live tracking activity. I said real time, OLTP. That live data should be given to warehouse. Warehouse to reporting. Warehouse to reporting. It depends. So to work with these kind of chemistry, yes, really, it's like a chemistry class. It's not at all a history class. Please understand, I mean it. I mean to say there should be a meaningful dependency between the concept that we learn. There should be a continuity of the items that we are going to learn over these 7 weeks. We need to learn open source warehouse and Microsoft warehouse. There are two flavors of storerooms. Remember, I said DW, right? Data warehouse. The data warehouse, Spark implementation, and other activities mainly for the purpose of something called this one is a Spark implementations, mainly for the purpose of big data storage, ETL. It's all about huge volumes of warehouse data. So we need to have some Python knowledge that we are going to acquire in our classes from scratch. From basics, we are going to learn Python. Trust me, from the basics, we'll start Python. So Python is required for us, part of the course, and it's not at all a prerequisite. First point. Number two, ifs and whatever Python we learn in our classes, there are about 20 examples exclusively on Python in our classes. That should be fine. And we are not into Python programming actually. We are into Python ETL. We are into Python ETL, part of our data engineering course. But in case if someone is looking for more on Python, they may opt for our 1 month Python analytics course separately. Again, this is not programming, analytics. Python ETL is different, Python analytics is different, Python programming is different, Python machine learning is different, Python AI is different. Remember, when someone asks me what I'm doing, I say I am learning Python. No, we should be having specific terminology, branded terminology. We should be specific in what we do. For example, you take SQL. If SQL developer is there, SQL DBA is there, SQL BI is there, same way in Python, everywhere we need to be very specific with our job terms. We are into Python ETL in our course from scratch. That is enough. That is absolutely enough. If in case if your project really demands more Python, you may come to us and offer a nice step-by-step Python analytics 1 month course. And I would be the in charge. I will be the trainer for it. Next. So whatever we learn here should be meaningful. I mean to say, we are new to Python. We are going to learn from the scratch, but for the purpose of notebooks. This one. Here comes Python. Whatever data source we take, OLTP or files or real-time apps, those data would be extracted into two ways, either notebooks or pipelines or both. Load it into open source warehouse or Microsoft file based warehouse or table based warehouse. This is our concept, complete data engineering. But what is this backend? We are in the black box, backend. And later on, you may move on to front end. Power BI is a front end. Yes, they go together. They always sail together. Remember, in our classes, there is something called Synapse Analytics. That gives us something else called Synapse Studio. What is that? Synapse Studio. And there we are going to learn how to work with exclusively pipelines, exclusively notebooks, and mixing them together. I mean, just getting a small, nice, tasty Christmas cake mixed together. That is Synapse Analytics. In olden days, there is a company called Databricks. So, open source. Open source. So, Microsoft uses this Databricks and Amazon uses the Databricks. Google Cloud uses Databricks. It's an open source environment. In olden days, the actual BI, cloud BI was started by Databricks, olden days. Then Microsoft started their own data warehousing technology using something called Data Factory. Then Microsoft came with a mix of all these two: open source Databricks notebooks, Microsoft specific pipelines. What is it? Pipelines. Together, mixed. They call it Synapse Analytics. So there we have something called pipeline. Okay, remember pipeline. Plus, we also have something called notebook. Yes, I mean to say, once again, diagram. Olden days, and even now also, we have notebooks, ETL pipelines, together Synapse. But when to go for notebooks, when to go for pipelines, how to do them together is another important conclusion we need to get from our course. It's all about you and me go to a restaurant. There are multiple food items. We know when to order what based on our taste, our appetite, and day of the week. Saturday, Sunday will be in one mood, Monday to Friday will be in a different mood, right? Our mood matters, the taste matters, everything matters there. I mean to say, Microsoft is a big star hotel restaurant for us. It offers various kinds of data sources, various types of shopping items for ETL, and various warehouses. As a data engineer, we need to give correct, accurate, and a friendly, budget friendly suggestion, recommendations to our clients to implement BI, business intelligence, nothing but warehouse design. On top of it, reporting starts. So back end data engineering, front end Power BI. Together is equal to Azure BI. Where we are now, we are understanding once again what is our job role. Left, back end. That's it. So what we need to do now? Where to start with? Yes, we are here in this class today to understand how to step into engineering right from scratch. So, firstly, learn or revise SQL Server TSQL. Any SQL is okay, truly speaking, but Microsoft Transact SQL is far better for Azure Data Engineering. Any SQL is okay, but Microsoft Transact SQL is highly recommended. You are aware of it, please revise it during your free time. Then data engineering. Then finally, add the cream on top of your cake, Power BI, the reporting. Now the question, why Power BI? To make our resume complete, to make our project end to end, back end, front end. One more thing, there is a combo certification. Core data engineering Microsoft has one certification called DP203. Only Power BI. Don't take Power BI light. Really, trust me, there are 6 design tools, 2 hosting environments, 2 great technologies is equal to Power BI. 6 design tools, 2 technologies, 2 hosting tools, and 1 gateway is equal to Power BI. It's very vast, but very beautiful, very meaningful. We have something called Copilot and artificial intelligence AI items in Power BI. And those AI items are now nicely getting integrated with Synapse. So the link for data engineering and Power BI is here. We ingest the data into warehouse or storeroom and start our reporting to enjoy the analytics. BI, cloud BI, we are talking about business intelligence. So these two are good friends. Their friendship can be verified here. DP 500 exam. When someone asks, is certification mandatory? Really not mandatory, but more I have, more I am safe. My recruiter may have multiple profiles on their table or in their toolbox, and their tool need to scrutinize the better and the best. Let me be one of them. Let me get certified. I mean, my sincere recommendation, better to have certification yourself into your box, resume box, safe side. It means a lot to the recruiters and the clients, really. Because getting certified means more exposure, right? More exposure to the technology. They trust us. We are doing the certification ourselves. They trust us. So let's do it carefully. Whatever course we are taking here, the 7 weeks data engineering will include DP203 certification, exam guidance. Power BI 4 weeks front end. This includes PL300 guidance. This should be working fine. You take both, you have this certification guidance also. That's how it is. However, if you are looking for dedicated certification, exclusive certification guidance, or exclusive certification training separately, then we have it on our website, separate weekend classes, 10 hours course each, exclusive certification. Guidance part of the course anyway, but you want my helping hand for more clear, careful, cautious learning process, separate course. But usually this should work. You want it, you have it separately again. So whatever course content you see on our website, the detailed course content will start from the scratch slowly, step by step. No doubt about it. No doubt. No second thought. And I would be the only one here. So content will be safe. Curriculum will be safe. And to make it clear on what we are going to learn in our classes from the basics, to make it clear on what we are going to learn in our classes from the basics, I request you to have a look at it carefully. Back end black box, front end colorful box, and the dual communication between them. I mean, Power BI can be a source for data engineering technologies, really correct, and data engineer can be a source for Power BI technologies as usual. Power BI is a great source of AI related data for few components in data engineering, especially stream analytics, this one, and IoT. And Microsoft recently came with Fabrics. What is this? This is in fact an upgraded, of course bit costly as on date, but upgraded, a nice fast automated way of doing engineering and Power BI. So anyone looking for Fabrics maybe 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, definitely These two boxes will be very much helpful at that time. In Fabrics, it's all about engineering, data science administration, and analytics, nothing but Power BI. Mixing together. I repeat again, just in case to make it clear. Say you may ask me, I go for data engineer today. Okay. After 1 year down the line, after 2 years down the line, what next? Then my answer, Fabrics. Yes, Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. Very recently, Microsoft lifted the uh, preview version. They lifted it. Now it is completely live. And we need to agree, we need to admit the fact it is a bit costly. So majority companies are still working with and sticking to data engineering and still migrating from on-prem to data engineer. And in Fabric, it's all about data engineering plus analytics. That's it. We have something called one lake foundation over there. So learning path for Fabric will be dependency, technical dependency, data engineering, Power BI, later Fabric. Then good, safe, step by step. We need it. Our 7 weeks course is here, this one. This is our 7 weeks course. Plus project. Now final part. Common question we generally see, sir, what we are going to do in the project? Common question. And here it is. Whatever we are going to learn, all 7 weeks, data factory, Synapse, storage, data lake, migrations, data bricks, Spark, notebooks. I said like Python, we are going to learn from the scratch. Good number of examples and task items, slowly, step by step. And nice, meaningful, step by step, easy to understand examples from scratch. From scratch, we'll be taking very simple and easy to understand examples one by one, and some task items as and when required. We'll do it easy to learn, easy to understand. After we do all these activities, our interviewer will come into picture next. Okay, I learn it, I practice it, I submit all my tasks, I get my solutions. Now, next screen, right? Once we cut the scene, next screen, interviewer comes into the picture. For my interviewer, we need to showcase what we did in the project. What are the challenges you face in the project, right? What is the entry and implementation plan? I said storeroom is a warehouse. I said Power BI is the reporting or analytics platform. So we need to have from scratch end-to-end implementation, step-by-step project solution will be provided part of the course. First you will try to do, then I need to provide you the complete solution on a e-commerce domain. So our main motto will be project work, and optionally, additionally, your certification if you are planning for it. Guidance part of the course. With this information, now, any further questions, please do let me know. We'll take it from there. And before we wind up, a small recap. We learned today item number one. What is database? Yes, we know it is a collection of organized, structured, neat collection of data items, storage activities. Number two, what is data warehouse? Right? My storeroom. Azure is my house. Azure is my house. Outside my house, there is a storeroom, open source, Spark database. Inside my house, there is another storeroom, Azure SQL pool. We'll go there slowly, step by step, easy to step into. Number 3, then we learned what we do as a data engineer. Remember, big data storage, ETL, extract, transform, load, and analytics. Nothing but BI. Additionally, we can also have reporting and dashboarding activities using Power BI. This is the overall picture. And from here, what we are going to do, the actual workflow, files, databases, IoT, Internet of Things, web, app, or other sources data will be given to ETL technologies. From ETL technologies, we'll be having the actual data warehouse. Next, this ETL can be implemented by using something called notebooks, something else called pipelines. And data warehouse can be implemented by using something called Spark database, something else called SQL pool. I say something because we are very, very new to our subject. Remember, our key takeaways are: number 1, notebooks; number 2, pipelines. Open source warehouse, Azure warehouse. Two things. With this information, complete synopsis, like whatever we learned so far just now, complete synopsis in a single screen for your quick reference on the screen. Please have a look at it carefully. Daily notes, assignments, I will take care. Daily notes, assignments, I will take care. On time practice, submission of those assignments, I request you to take care. Let's be cautious. Subject would be easier. With this, these are the components we are going to learn in our classes. I forgot to include Azure, this one, logic apps. With Azure logic apps, part of DP203, we'll be learning it anyway. So this is the complete info. Please have a look at it carefully. We are into storeroom from next class. We'll start it slowly, step by step. Any further questions? Do let me know for doubts, clarifications, and my contact number, just in case. You may reach me on my LinkedIn profile, on our website sqlschool.com, or just in case, here it is. Any further questions, glad to assist you. Do let